Hi YouTubers, thank you for watching The Royal We. My name is Kevin and you're going to get way more than you bargained for in this video, guys. Now in my last upload titled Holidays Without Narcissistic Abuse, I made the powerful suggestion at the end of the video to cancel plans this holiday season with the malignant narcissist. That's right, cancel the Christmas Eve gathering. And I made this powerful suggestion to help break unhealthy attachments that still may be lingering between you and the narcissistically abusive person in your life. Now in this video, I want to give you an actual picture of what that's going to look like based on my own experience and give you some more practical reasons why it's a good idea to go ahead and cancel the plans and to stick with that this holiday season. I'm also going to share with you what you can expect in return from the malignant narcissist. Will it hurt their feelings that you cancel on them? Will it cause a narcissistic injury? Will it offend them? Will they retaliate and try to punish you? These are important questions and there's things that you need to know, and I'm going to talk about these things. In addition to that, I want to answer an important question by a YouTube subscriber, which, by the way, if you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscription button right now so you can keep up with all the stuff we're talking about in the near future. This particular YouTube subscriber asked a very good question. She has an ex-malignant narcissistic boyfriend who the two of them share in common some mutual friends. The mutual friends are going to be having a wedding reception or a wedding celebration coming up pretty soon. And her question is whether or not it's appropriate for her to go, knowing that her ex-malignant narcissistic boyfriend's going to be there. Not only is he going to be there, but he's going to bring his new main squeeze, who just happens to be caught up in the whole love bombing phase. So should she go or should she not? Stay tuned, we're going to answer that at the end of this video. So let's go ahead and get into the holiday season part. I first canceled the plans 2 years ago, and I'm going to share my story with you. I had already gone no contact for the year prior. Things got so bad, the demeaning, devaluing comments, the name calling, the cussing, the attempts to control me and my life and my family got so out of control that I had to take a step back. I had to go no contact. I had to take myself out of the picture, which means I did not reach out to them. I stopped going to their events. I stopped going to their social gatherings. I stopped making any effort to be a part of their lives in order to protect myself. This is what going no contact is all about, staying away. Now, as we got closer to the holiday season, there were some certain expectations that were already put into place. For example, most Christmases in the past, we had spent some time with them. We went and visited them on Christmas Eve, being myself and my wife and my kids. I wasn't comfortable going because I had spent a year going no contact and doing my best to stay away from these people. So having not received an invitation and I haven't heard from them, nor have they heard from me, I made the decision to not go on Christmas Eve as I had the years prior. I also want to make the important note that I allowed my wife to go and to even bring our kids. The relationship dynamic is different, and I want to let you know that that's okay. If you have a spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a best friend who sees the malignant narcissist in a different way than you do, then you should be okay with allowing them to go so long as they're not abusive to your spouse, right? Or your best friend, in which case you may have to step in. But if they're not, if they get along in a different way or they have a different understanding, be okay with that. It takes away the malignant narcissist ability to say that you're controlling and that you're keeping people away from them, right? So say, okay, that's fine. Again, going no contact is about protecting yourself. So I allowed my wife to go, and I told my wife I haven't received an invitation from them. We don't talk. I'm not comfortable going. So I am going to go to work for a few hours while you go. So I took a job downtown. The city has this big gathering on Christmas Eve night where they have ice skating and lights and music and all that stuff. So fast forward to Christmas Eve. I was working downtown. I was having a great time. There were surprisingly a lot of people who were downtown ice skating on Christmas Eve and eating lots of food and listening to music. Guys, if you want to know if you're worried about being bored by not going to the malignant narcissist gathering, don't. There's so much going on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day, it's overwhelming. You do not have to go to the gathering of the malignant narcissist to have a good time. I promise you that. So midway through my shift, my wife contacted me and she said, "Hun, they really want you to come up just for a little bit. They want to see you." I was thrown back. I said, wait a minute. I've had no communication with these people all year. My initial response was, "Hun, I don't think that's a good idea. Are you sure?" Now they used my wife to convince me that it was okay, that it was safe. All right. My wife said, no, Kevin, they really just said they really think you should come. They have a gift for you. So I should have stuck with my initial plan to cancel and to not go and to not be a part of it and to meet my wife afterwards, which was the plan. But I didn't. I said, well, okay, honey, if you think it's okay, then fine, I'll go up. Bad idea. So I went ahead and went up and to the house where the gathering was, and I was greeted and I was given a gift, and I opened the gift and it was some off-the-shelf Walmart towel, which, not a big deal. I'm not judging the gift, but there was a card on top of the gift that said, Kevin, we need to get over the bullshit now. I shrugged my shoulders. Okay, that sounds great. Great plan. The person that gave me the gift, one of the malignant narcissists, then said, Kevin, come on, let's go outside. We need to talk. And as we walked outside, we started to go down a couple of stairs, and the malignant narcissist stopped about halfway up the stairs as I kept going, so that this malignant narcissist was standing over me and I was standing down looking up. And the malignant narcissist then proceeded to attack me. It was an all-out attack. Kevin, you never liked this family, and you're dividing the family, and you this and you're that, and blah, 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 yelling, yelling, yelling. It was terrible. It was an all-out verbal assault. I did snap back and say, you're a liar, stop, whatever. Before I knew it, the rest of the malignant narcissist came around the corner. I heard a bunch of horrible things on Christmas Eve said to me and about me to my face, what a horrible person I was. I was told not to bring my God around, all kinds of ridiculous stuff. All right? It was very stressful. It hurt my wife. She had to be there and she didn't know what to do. Thank God it didn't get physical. I was able to reserve myself. I was able to calm down the tensions and just kind of, I let it go at the verbal stuff with the malignant narcissist. So it was the worst Christmas Eve I ever had. Just based on that, right? So there's 3 things I want to let you know and encourage you and support you as to your decision to not take part with the malignant narcissist this holiday season, to stay away and to keep with your plans. There's 3 things I want to let you know, 3 practical things that you need to consider. Okay? First one, if you're not invited, if you're not a part of the plans, like I wasn't, if there's no formal invitation before the event, hey, we want you to be part of these plans. Would you make a dish? Would you be a part of it? Is there any reason you may not want to come? Let's help resolve this, okay? If the malignant narcissist is not doing that, if they're not offering you an invitation, if they're not taking your thoughts and your feelings into consideration, there's a red flag, all right? 2, it goes into the next thing I want to tell you. There is an expectation. They may have an expectation that you show up. An expectation is such a demeaning and devaluing thing for you. What an expectation says is that they don't care enough to ask you about your feelings and thoughts. They expect you to go along with what they want. It's an expectation. That right there should be a huge red flag, all right? Now, the third thing I want to let you know is that, yes, it will offend them. Yes, it will cause a narcissistic injury, and yes, they will want to punish you for that. As in my story, you can plainly see that. So when you make the decision to cancel the plans, stick with them. Don't be lured back in by any sweet words or anything like that. Stick with the plans of staying away. And stay away from their territory. This is something that I learned. When narcissistically abusive people, malignant narcissists, invite you into their home, into their area, their territory, listen, there's nothing that can make you go. You don't have to go. However, once you're there, there's nothing that can make them stop saying or doing whatever they're going to do. It's their territory, and that's how they feel. They're very territorial. My suggestion is to stick with your plan. Say, no, I'm not comfortable going. I'm not going to go. If you want to meet, you take control and say, if you want to meet me at a Starbucks. Meet me at McDonald's. If you really want to talk about something, if you're mad about Christmas, meet me somewhere else. Meet in a neutral place where narcissistically abusive people, malignant narcissists, are less likely to have outbursts. Again, they're most powerful in their territory. It's an important thing to know. And yes, you can expect a backlash. Yes, you can expect them to try to punish you. You can expect to be called names. You can expect a verbal assault. It's part of it. But it's powerful because once that verbal assault is over, you know and they know that they no longer control you and that you make your plans for you and your family. How powerful is that, guys? It's powerful. So I hope you liked that, and I hope this helps you out. in this video. Now, let's answer this question. I want to answer this question to the YouTube subscriber who asked about the wedding celebration and going, even knowing that the malignant narcissist ex-boyfriend's going to be there with the new main squeeze, flaunting her around and talking all kinds of smack. Listen, if it was a wedding, just the wedding by itself, if it was an actual wedding, okay, where you walk in, you sit down in the pews, you honor their promises to one another, your mutual friends, you honor the promises, and then you're able to get the heck out, right? I would say yes, go. But if we're talking about a wedding celebration, a post-wedding celebration, some kind of a reception, you can count on there being drinking and dancing and all this and that kind of socializing. And this is where malignant narcissists really shine. They drink, dance, and they will go behind your back and talk and smear you and talk crap and start fights and all kinds of drama. Don't go. If it's just a party, don't go. If it's a celebration, don't go. And the reason is because you're just going to be subjecting yourself to having to deal with that. Now, will it show that you're braver if you go? No, it won't, actually. Strength is in acknowledging that you're hurt, you're still getting over the relationship. This is where strength is. And it may be difficult to be around the ex-malignant narcissist and his new main squeeze, especially with all the things that have been said about you. Strength is in acknowledging that. Strength is in telling your friends, listen, maybe we can get together another time. That's where strength is. Don't subject yourself to that kind of abuse or that kind of pain. Just say no. If you can't avoid the malignant ex-narcissist with those friends, then you may have to consider that they may not be a good match for you as far as a friendship anymore. You may have to move on from them completely. It depends on your relationship with the two getting married. If you were childhood friends, you know them that well, or if they're part of your family or whatever. But if they're friends solely based on you and the ex-malignant narcissist, I would say don't go. That's my answer. I hope that helps you. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe if you have any questions or would like to contact me. My phone number is right there. Thank you guys for being with me here on the Royal We. All right, guys. Bye.